Money is changing fast. The way we spend, save, and invest today looks very different from what our parents or grandparents experienced. In 2025, things are moving even faster. We have digital wallets, contactless payments, new investment apps, online banks, and even cryptocurrency options popping up everywhere. For someone without a strong understanding of money, it can feel overwhelming. But here's the truth, the basics of money haven't changed. What's changed is the speed at which the financial world moves and the number of choices available to us. That's why financial literacy matters more than ever in 2025. Financial literacy simply means knowing how money works, how to earn it, save it, spend it wisely, and grow it. It's not about being rich or working in finance. It's about making smart decisions so you're not stressed about money all the time. Because here's the thing, when you understand money, you control it. When you don't, it controls you. Think about this. Most people go through years of school learning math, science, history, but almost no one teaches them how credit cards work, how interest rates can drain your savings, or how to budget for real life. So when people become adults, they learn by trial and error. And those errors, they cost real money. They lead to debt, missed opportunities, and financial stress that could have been avoided. In 2025, things like online scams, confusing loan offers, buy now, pay later schemes, and get rich quick promises are everywhere. Without financial literacy, people can fall into traps they didn't even see coming. On the other hand, someone who understands money can see through the noise and make decisions that keep them secure and help them grow. This isn't just about surviving anymore, it's about thriving. Financial literacy gives you confidence. It helps you build savings, avoid debt, and invest in your future. And the earlier you learn it, the stronger your financial future becomes. In the next part, we'll talk about how financial literacy directly shapes your future in 2025. You'll see why people who take this seriously now are the ones who stay ahead while others keep struggling. Imagine two people in 2025. Both earn the same salary, live in the same city, and have similar lifestyles. But 5 years later, one of them has savings in the bank, investments growing steadily, and almost no debt. The other one is drowning in credit card bills, living paycheck to paycheck, and constantly stressed about money. What made the difference? It wasn't luck. It wasn't that one had a better job. It was financial literacy. The first person understood how to budget, how to avoid unnecessary debt, how to invest early, and how to protect themselves from financial mistakes. The second person didn't. That's the power of money skills. They silently shape your future without you even realizing it. In 2025, this gap is growing bigger than ever. Why? Because our financial world is getting more complex. There are hundreds of apps offering credit cards with amazing rewards, dozens of investment platforms promising quick returns, and buy now, pay later schemes tempting you at every online store. If you don't understand how these things really work, it's easy to fall into traps. Let's talk about credit cards, for example. Many people use them without realizing that the interest rates on unpaid balances can be as high as 20-25%. That means if you don't pay your bill in full, your debt grows incredibly fast. A simple $500 purchase can turn into thousands over time if you only pay the minimum amount each month. Financial literacy teaches you to use credit cards wisely, so they help you build credit rather than destroy your finances. Then there's investing. In 2025, people are hearing about stocks, ETFs, real estate, and cryptocurrencies all the time. Social media is full of finance gurus telling you to buy this or that. But here's the thing, without basic money knowledge, it's hard to tell solid advice from risky gambling. Financial literacy gives you the tools to understand concepts like risk, diversification, and long-term growth. It helps you invest in a way that builds real wealth instead of chasing quick wins that often lead to losses. Budgeting is another skill that shapes your future. A lot of people think budgeting is about restriction, like you can't have fun or enjoy life. But actually, budgeting is about freedom. It's about knowing where your money is going so you can spend on what really matters. People who budget don't wonder where their paycheck disappeared every month. They control their money instead of letting it control them. And here's something people don't talk about enough. Financial literacy affects your mental health too. Money stress is one of the biggest causes of anxiety, fights in relationships, and even depression. But when you understand money, you feel more secure. You stop living in constant fear of bills, debt, or emergencies because you've prepared for them. That peace of mind is priceless. Finally, financial literacy shapes your opportunities. Want to start a business, buy a house, travel the world, retire early? All of these dreams need money, and money needs management. People who learn these skills early have more options in life. They're not stuck saying, I can't afford it all the time. Instead, they say, I've planned for it. That's why financial literacy isn't just about dollars and cents. It's about choices, freedom, and a better future. In the next part, we'll look at the other side of the story. What happens when people ignore financial literacy in 2025? The mistakes, the stress, and the missed opportunities. Let's be real, money mistakes are expensive. And in 2025, when everything moves faster and financial products get more complicated, the cost of being financially uneducated is bigger than ever. Most people think they'll figure it out later, but later often turns into debt, stress, and lost opportunities. Think about debt for a moment. Credit card companies make billions every year from people who don't understand how interest works. You buy a $300 gadget and tell yourself you'll pay it off slowly. But when the bill comes, you only pay the minimum amount because it feels easier. What you don't see is that 20% interest quietly growing month after month. That $300 gadget can turn into $600 or more by the time you're done paying. It's like giving away free money to the bank because you didn't know better. Now let's talk about loans. Student loans, car loans, personal loans, these are normal parts of life for many people. But here's the thing, people often borrow without fully understanding the terms. They don't check the interest rate, the repayment period, or how much extra they'll pay over time. As a result, they end up locked into years of payments that eat up their income. Financial literacy teaches you to read the fine print, compare options, and borrow smart instead of getting trapped. Then there's the missed opportunity cost, which most people don't even think about. When you don't learn about investing early, you miss out on something called compound growth. This is when your money earns interest, and then that interest earns even more interest, growing faster over time. Starting just 5 years late can mean losing hundreds of thousands of dollars by the time you retire. It's not about being rich, it's about giving your money time to grow instead of letting it sit in a low-interest account or worse, spending it all. Ignoring financial literacy also means falling for scams or bad advice. In 2025, online scams are everywhere. Fake investment schemes, get-rich-quick programs, and influencers promoting shady deals. People without money knowledge are easy targets. They believe promises of fast returns because they don't know how real investing works. And by the time they realize it's a scam, their money is gone. The emotional cost is huge too. Money stress ruins relationships, causes anxiety, and keeps people stuck in jobs they hate because they can't afford to take risks. Imagine wanting to start a small business but not having any savings because you spent years living paycheck to paycheck. Or wanting to buy a home but realizing your credit score is too low because of past mistakes. These things close doors on your future. And here's the toughest part. Financial mistakes often snowball. One bad decision leads to another. Miss a few credit card payments? Now your credit score drops. With a low credit score, you pay higher interest rates on future loans. Higher payments mean less money for savings or investing. Before you know it, you're trapped in a cycle that's hard to break. This is why ignoring financial literacy is so costly. It's not just about losing money today. It's about losing freedom, peace of mind, and future opportunities. The world isn't slowing down for anyone. If you don't keep up, you get left behind. But here's the good news. It's never too late to start learning. In the next part, we'll talk about simple, practical ways to build financial literacy in 2025 so you can take control of your money and your future. And I'll end with a punchline to keep you motivated. We've talked about why financial literacy matters, how it shapes your future, and what it costs if you ignore it. Now let's get practical. Because the truth is, financial literacy isn't something you learn once and forget. It's a skill you keep building over time, like learning a new language or getting better at a sport. The sooner you start, the faster it changes your life. The first step is to understand where you stand right now. Take a good look at your income, your expenses, your debts, and your savings. Most people avoid this because they're afraid of what they'll find. But financial literacy begins with facing the numbers. If you don't know your starting point, you can't make a plan to improve it. Next, learn the basics before you jump into anything fancy. So many people in 2025 hear about crypto, NFTs, or day trading and think that's where wealth begins. But real wealth starts with simple habits: budgeting, saving for emergencies, paying off high-interest debt, and learning how credit works. Once you have those foundations in place, then you can explore investing and other opportunities. Without the basics, all the advanced stuff is just noise. Reading books, listening to finance podcasts, or following reputable financial educators online can help you learn faster. But be careful, there's a lot of bad advice out there too. Stick to people who teach long-term principles, not quick-fix money schemes. If someone promises to double your money in a month, run in the opposite direction. Real financial literacy is about slow, steady, smart growth. Another key step is to practice what you learn. Knowledge alone isn't enough. You have to take action. If you learn about budgeting, actually make one and follow it for a month. If you learn about credit scores, check yours and see what you can do to improve it. If you read about investing, start small with a simple index fund rather than waiting until you feel ready. Experience teaches you faster than theory ever will. Surround yourself with the right environment too. If all your friends spend recklessly, it's harder to stick to smart money habits. Find communities, online or offline, where people talk about saving, investing, and financial freedom. When you see others winning with money, it motivates you to stay on track. And here's the thing, financial literacy doesn't just make you better with money, it makes your life less stressful. It gives you choices. It helps you build a future where money works for you instead of trapping you. In a world where everything feels uncertain, having control over your finances gives you peace of mind you can't put a price on. So here's the punchline I want you to remember. Money without knowledge disappears. Money with knowledge multiplies. In 2025 and beyond, financial literacy isn't optional. It's the difference between staying stuck and moving forward. Learn it, use it, and watch how your money and your life begin to change.